Yo, Poof here for commentary of TheDH versus Sparky LC match. Week 2 of PSL. I thought this was much interesting. This match was interesting, so I decided to do comments over it after the game. This is already recorded. This is not live. What can we say about the teams? There are two balanced teams on each side. Sparky having Volt and U-turn, and DH only having a Volt, which is blocked by Sparky's Chinchu. So at the first glance, we could see that Sparky will have a little bit more freedom than DH to make the most use of his balanced team and have the good switch on his defensive mons. But then DH doesn't really have offensive pressure that doesn't need him to set up first, weakening mons by removing Eviolites or Berry Juice from them. DH doesn't have Rapid Spin or Defog, so he revealed here Taunt Coughing. He doesn't want to have rocks on the field because he can't really remove them, unless Triflon has Defog, which would be unlikely. DH having Taunt on Coughing probably means this is a fast Coughing. Timid with special attack offensive pressure. He reveals Flamethrower, who would do a lot of damage to Bronzer and force him to switch out, not being able to store with Recycle. Chichu is very nice against DH team. He doesn't really have any switch to Scald, and any switch he can do to take the Scald is weak to the Volt switch. So here, Sludge Wave is revealed, that really confirmed that DH is timid, max special attack, max speed. It's doing a lot of damage to Chinchu. Chinchu is Berry Juice, which is okay for DH, I think. Chinchu is really annoying for DH, so he wants to have Chinchu weakened. So when he puts Elekid on the field, or maybe sweep with Clamper in late game, he can have Chinchu weak enough to kill him, or to take to risk taking an attack that is not electric type from Elekid and be killed on the 2-hit KO on the switch. So Sparky puts back Bronzer. He doesn't want to take damage on Chichu, and he would be right. Bronzer here wants to Psychic. I think still does damage to his team. He could put the rocks as well, but killing Coughing would be nice, because then DH would not be able to taunt later if the matchup comes back again, and he could put the rocks if Coughing is dead. So DH put back Bronzer versus Bronzers. They may gonna have to... They can't really trade rocks here, because DH revealed Trick on his Bronzer. That means he can steal the opponent's Bronzer or Berry Juice. And that's why Sparky puts Chinchu. It's because Chinchu doesn't have item, so Trick would be useless here. So DH profit from this to put his rocks up, which is decent against Sparky team, but Stanky is the defogger on his team, or Staryu Rapid Spin. I don't have information yet. So here it's the same issue for DH. Doesn't want to text cards. And pretty much a free volt switch because the crocodile can't really switch on Chinchou. And crocodile is a valuable asset to DH. He doesn't want to risk it. So he puts Donkey. You could think that he wants to defog. DH he has a free trick. Can take the Eviolite. Yeah, that's what he's doing. DH is looking good here because he removed 3 items. Mianfu, Stanky, and Chinchou. Which is very nice when his offensive is Elekid and the crocodile. I don't remember the name in English. Because most of the time when these Pokemons would have their items on, they would not be able to one-hit KO. DH thinking of sacking his Bronzor for the sake of having rocks up. But decides to sack Coughing instead? No, Stanky is still faster than Coughing, even max speed. Usually. So Sparky could defog here. Because Coughing's gonna die anyways. I don't believe it has Pain Split on a set with Sludge Wave and Taunt, Flamethrower. But decides to kill the Coughing to make sure. Now DH here has different options, which one is could be Crample, but it's not that good. The other being the Crocodile to spar more Scrake. Now Crocodile is unusual in LC or U, because most of his good sets, to be able to profit from his ability Moxie, would be a Choice Scarf, or the Intimidate one is very, very more rare. So yeah, it's mostly played Scarfed. It could be Banded as well, but because I think it has 17 speed, tying with most of the offensive meta. So we don't know yet which item it is. Sparky puts rocks on the Earthquake prediction, and maybe locked if the Crocodile goes away. Drifloon is very strong in LC because it has Unburden, and with Berry Juice he can spam Substitute, Cycle, and have a boosted Acrobatics, which is quite strong. The most usual set is Will-O-Wisp, Acrobatics, Recycle, Substitute. But here TheDH reveals Baton Pass. And it's a really, really interesting combination here with Crocodile. Because you see, when you are against Drifloon, who can activate Unburden and be faster than everyone else and spam Recycle and Substitutes, you want to face it with something that can resist Acrobatic Stab, or be bulky enough that just spams it with super effective move. And most of these mons that are able to face Drifloon are electric type. The fact that TheDH did this building around Drifloon and a Groundmon that is immune to electric type, and chose to have this sub-Baton Pass, means that he's baiting the electric types and the Pokemons like Bronzos as well, that are able to stand against Drifloon. He's baiting them to be able to have a substitute Crocodile that this Pokemon cannot break. Because Bronzor cannot break substitute Crocodile, unless Hidden Power. And Chinchou can break it, but is slower and dies. Coughing cannot break it. Oh yeah, never mind. He can break it with Flamethrower, but dies as well for Earthquake. So it's really a good combination. This Baton Pass with Crocodile. And here Crunch is going to OHKO Mienfoo, maybe Bended. And it's a tie, I think. So TheDH wins a tie, which matters, because Sparky could have broke the sub. I wonder if Fake Out was a role to break the sub or not, because Crocodile defense is pretty low. So Sparky is in bad position here. Maybe if Stanky has Flamethrower, maybe he can break the sub. Chinchou is gonna take a lot of damage, it would not be worth it. Staryu probably dies. I think Stanky has to go here, and hope Sparky has something else in a dark move to break the sub. Although Crunch might break the sub, because as I said earlier, Crocodile has low defense. So here comes Stanky. Let's see how much damage he gets from +1 Crunch. So yeah, he calculated, and Crunch does break the sub. But at the cost of another Pokemon. So TheDH gonna kill Stanky here. Sparky gonna take a chip at the Croc, Crunch, and Sparky will be able to revenge KO with Staryu. The thing is, TheDH can save the Croc. Staryu can be analytic, meaning any switch in is dangerous. But he has a Bronzor, which is very low, that he can sack sacrifice. And he can do the unburden thing again. And it will still be troublesome for Sparky. The button pass, I mean. Unburden button pass. Because Drifloon's gonna take damage on the rocks, and one sub and he will be able to activate Unburden. His last move is probably Acrobatics as well. So if, for example, Sparky tries to predict the switch with button pass and not do an electric move, he can still do damage with Acrobatics. So TheDH decides to sacrifice the Croc instead of Bronzong. And here comes a Kid. Chinchou is still quite high HP. So I don't know if any other move than a Stab Electric one will be enough to 2 HKO. But with Rocks and with Burn, it probably will. Especially if Chinchou isn't civilized. Sparky may want to keep Chinchou as well, because of Clan Pearl. Sparky switch out and decides to put Coughing, which is gonna take a lot of damage. Yeah. So Liquid reveals not to be locked, not Life Orb, probably Expert Bird, and reveals to be Vital Spirit over Static. Which doesn't really matter right now. Chinchou is here. I think it can take a hit from Chinchou. Yeah. Psychic, weakening the Chinchou. Scarred is not gonna burn. Yeah, I don't know why here Sparky went for Chinchou instead of Bronzer. Because when Coughing died, he could have put Bronzer, I think. Here he took damage unnecessary on Chinchou, which is bad for him. So here comes Drifloon again, with a freeze, well, not so free substitute, because Sparky comes Psychic. Here comes a sub, and Burden activates with Berry Juice. Psychic breaks the sub. TheDH sees that he can't really do anything but the Bronzer, and here comes maybe the reason why TheDH kept his Bronzer and decided to sack the Crocodile instead. He wants to have that Bronzer versus Bronzer, because his Bronzer is probably faster and can trick him. TheDH knows that. TheDH knows that Sparky cannot stay with his Bronzer, and decides to Psychic to kill Chinchou. Here, TheDH made a while ago a very good decision to keep his Bronzer, thought ahead of the late game, where he would maybe have difficulties killing Sparkie's bronzer, and decided to game him, which is very thoughtful. He sacked the Driftwood here, and now he has a free Elekid, or free Crumper even. Well, not Crumper because it's Thunderbolt, but against Sparky Bronzer he has a free Crumper. So he can Volt Switch, he can Thunderbolt. Both are good. And even if he does Thunderbolt and it's not able to kill Bronzer yet, if Sparky tries to double switch Staryu, TheDH is safe because he has a Bronzer that will be killed on the rocks whenever he switch. That means he can prevent any double switch by sacrificing his Bronzer. So here comes a Volt Switch, and it's not gonna trigger the Berry Juice, which is nice for TH. And here it is. He can surf. Staryu will kill Clumper, and Elekid will kill Staryu. Staryu cannot afford to Rapid Spin to be faster than Elekid, because it's just gonna die to Clumper. And here it is. It was a very interesting game with a nice tech by DH with Driftwood and Crocodile, which he managed to pull it off, and it was very well played. GG.